Right, we are going to bring you the latest government figures on COVID-19 cases. The UK has reported a record number of daily COVID-19 cases today for the latest 24-hour period. In fact, it's the highest daily total recorded since this pandemic began. The figure is 78,610 new cases. That's compared with 59,610 a day earlier. The UK has reported 165 new deaths from COVID-19. That's compared with 150 a day earlier. We've also got some separate data on Omicron cases. Today, 4,671 additional confirmed cases of the new variant have been reported across the UK. The confirmed number of Omicron cases in the UK now totals 10,017. Let's bring in our science correspondent, Thomas Moore, to react to this. Thomas, this feeds into what we were talking about earlier, just the sheer rate of infection at the moment. The UK recording its highest daily total of COVID cases since this pandemic began.
Yes, and it's probably two pandemics which are happening at the same time. A Delta is still spreading rapidly through children and in unvaccinated people. But on top of that, you've now got Omicron, which is really racing through large sectors of the population. And that's why I'm seeing a big rise in daily cases there. I think it's about 10,000 more than the previous record. It is an extraordinary rapid rise of Omicron, which is going to drive those numbers even higher as we close out the year. And Dr. Harries, the head of the Health Security Agency, she was saying earlier on to MPs that cases are doubling now every 1.9 days. It is absolutely extraordinary. And we've got more detail today on where the hotspots are for this. So first of all, there are, I should say, 5 additional suspected cases of Omicron in hospital. That's on top of the 10 confirmed cases we know about. And I say suspected because they're using PCR tests now to distinguish between Omicron and Delta. It doesn't confirm the case, but it's very, very likely to be Omicron when it does come back with a particular genetic tracing. So looking at that, you can see, if we look at the hotspots around the country, if you look at that bar chart, you can see that London's got about 51.8% of cases, COVID cases, are now due to Omicron. So Omicron is already dominant in the capital, but not far behind. You've got east of England, the southeast of England, and the northwest. They're all there between 20 and 26% of cases are due to Omicron at the moment. And those are for specimens taken just within the last few days. And then if we move on and take a look at the growth curves, you can see how rapidly these Omicron cases are rising. With London particularly, they're going up very quickly. And indeed, it's gone up in the last 5 days in London from around 10% of all COVID cases to 51%. Quite an extraordinary rise. And then if you look back at those other 3 regions of England that I mentioned, you can see they too are rising quite quickly. And if they do follow the same growth curve of London, you can expect Omicron to become the dominant strain there too in just a very short period of time, probably 3 or 4 days.
Thomas, thank you, Thomas Moore, with the update there on those COVID-19 figures.